Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Damodara, Radha Damodara, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Shri Radhe. Jaya Lalita Vishaka, Lalita Vishaka, Shri Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada. जय जय श्री श्री राधा दामोदर गौर निताय की जय, जय श्री श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय.
Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to again request the Prabhus, if you wouldn't mind coming into, and if you need chairs, totally understandable if you want to bring your chairs forward, and then the Matajis as well, if you can come into a circle. It's supposed to be a reflection and integration circle. So I liked Shatrupa Mataji's idea yesterday. So if you would come forward and join us, we would be honored to share in the experience. Do you want a chair? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is just like become present. So nice to see you. When did you come? Just become present. You know, again, I honestly love the retreat and it's a little fast for me. So I'm wondering if it would help you as well to slow down, and we'll use the breath for that. So if you wouldn't mind closing your eyes. And we're just going to breathe, that's all. And it typically helps to elongate the exhale in comparison to the inhale. And when we do that, it invokes our parasympathetic nervous system. That's our settling down, not the fight and flight response, which is our sympathetic nervous system. So just breathe. We're so fortunate that Radha Damodar are still giving us breaths, that we're still here. And then I invite you back into our space. Hopefully, we're a little more here. So first of all, thank you for making the choice to be here. You didn't have to. Yes. No, this is fine, because we're going to be breaking out soon anyway. So to start off with, I thought we could brainstorm what are challenges we face in deepening our relationship with Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'm going to request my husband's assistance, and he's going to be our scribe. What are challenges we face in deepening this relationship? Archana. The sheer volume. I don't know where to start. It's so intimidating. I feel defeated before I even start. Like, am I going to finish this in this lifetime? You know? Okay, thank you. Yes, Maha.
Picking up the book and reading it.
Picking up the book and reading it. Yeah, there's some inertia around just like picking up the activity. Rupa Vilasini. Time. Who's pressed for time here? Like, where does time, like, why do we keep ourselves so busy? Like, what do we do with our time? Time. Okay, what else? Yes, Prabhu. It's hard to understand, even though it's in English, it's like, doesn't go in. Yes, Mataji. I'll do it tomorrow. Yes. Saw another hand somewhere. Yes. Staying focused. Kali Yuga. Manda sumanda mate. It's like, okay, yes, Prabhu. Distraction. Great minds think alike. Distraction. Yes, Prabhu. Steadiness. So like kind of staying with your plan. You know, I'm going to read 50 pages a day and staying with the plan. Steadiness. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Indifference. Lack of taste. Are you keeping up with our challenges? Yes.
Something that contributes to all of this is health problems.
Health challenges. These bodies, especially like some of us have been coming here for a while, like, we're like getting old, now we're sitting, just health challenges. Mobile. Our very best. That's like.
Bold it and underline it and italicize it.
So we're gonna make that bold. The mobile. This is our like most precious, na dhanam na janam na sundarim, but I want my mobile. It's like I can't. Like, has it ever happened to you that you've left the house and the mobile has been at home, and you're like, oh my God, like how am I gonna? And some of us are from the time when we didn't grow up with mobiles, but it's just I feel like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? I don't have my phone. Okay, yes. Prioritizing reading the Srimad Bhagavatam or hearing, so prioritizing, okay. Other, yes, Prabhu. Anxiety, yeah, can you speak more?
Whether these works are not, whether I can support it or not, whether if someone gives me tasks, I want to do service. Each service is next step is like whether I will be able to do it or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Anxiety for other services prevents you from being able to read Bhagavatam. Something if I take like, if I every day I want to read something, I want to accept that service. Yeah. But anxiety, whether I can read that for the full time, and maybe I can do it for a week after that, whether I can read it. So you have anxiety around steadiness.
Huh.
Anxiety to do the task.
And anxiety around committing, right? Like, I've often thought, like 50 pages a day, then I can get it done in 3 years, but it's like, I'm scared to commit. Yes.
Sometimes we compare ourselves to others, and when we see others way ahead of us, we get discouraged.
She got her Bhakti Vaibhav, So, comparison. Family responsibility. Prabhu with his white hair is talking. He has paid his dues. Akhiladhar Prabhu. He knows all about family responsibilities. You're done. Yes. Mechanical approach to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Somehow, like, just, we're so used to books and education and like, this is going to be one of those things, and it just doesn't work.
I've run out of space. What do we do?
We have so many challenges that we have run out of space here. Scribe on the wall, says Jagannatha Prabhu, so we have his permission. Shivaram Prabhu.
Sometimes we think we understand or relate to problem, but in reality we are actually misunderstanding.
Yeah, so our approaching with our own conceptions. Yeah, okay, yes. Pride, yes. Inconsistency. Yeah, inconsistency with our commitment. Okay, are we like challenged out? We can all relate with like multiple of these. Okay, so now we're going to go into the next section, which is breakouts. So you're going to find triads. Yeah, that means 3. And don't be afraid, like we work in co-ed situations, it's okay for Prabhus and Matajis to talk to each other, like it's okay. So, and it's 3, so it could be 2 Matajis and 1 Prabhu, or 2 Prabhus and 1 Mataji, or if you prefer to just be Matajis and just Prabhus, that's fine too. However, I have one request for you. Try to find someone you haven't spoken with at this retreat. Someone you don't normally interact with. Somebody who doesn't live in Naperville. This Naperville gang is like always hanging out with each other. Okay, this Naperville gang, I call them the gang. Us, the gang. So find someone that you don't normally interact with, because that can be very enriching. It can build a sense of community in this retreat. So find 2 other people. Yes.
I'm happy to do it, but
Yeah.
and if that's the point, it's great to get to know. But I just want to say that.
Yeah, it's hard to be vulnerable. It's hard to be vulnerable when we're with like people we have not interacted with. They're already Raghunandan Prabhu, Jagannathan Prabhu, they're already making their pairs. So it's hard to be vulnerable. Yes, so yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I've had people tell me, I want to be with new people because then I can be vulnerable.
Yes. And yes, so we've heard that, and for those who, you want to say it in the mic, Prabhu? Okay, for those, we've heard this challenge where people are like, can I be with someone I don't know? Because I don't want to reveal all my stuff to like the people that I already know. Anyway, but I like how these Prabhus are like already, they're already, no, it was for him. Okay, so that's your task, is to find a group of 3, and these are the questions you're going to be discussing. There are 3 questions for you to discuss. So Manda, Sumanda, Mateo, it's like, how many inspirations can we really hold in there? So keep it, devotees, to 2 or 3. I think that's all we can handle. If we got 2 or 3, we're doing pretty good. So please share 2 or 3 inspiring messages from the past 5 classes, right? Guru Maharaj has these integration sessions in between because he wants us to jog our memory back to the previous sessions. So there have been 5 sessions since the last integration session that Shatrupa Mataji did. There was Radhika Raman Prabhu's 2 sessions, Guru Maharaj did an evening class and a morning class, and Nandi Mukhi Mataji did an amazing astronomy session. So those 5 sessions. So if you can, keep it to those 5 classes and share 2 or 3 inspiring messages from them. And then, second thing you're going to discuss is identify one challenge you face in deepening your relationship with Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have a whole list. If nothing's like, you don't have any challenge, we'll borrow, we'll lend you one. So pick one challenge in deepening your relationship with the Srimad Bhagavatam. However, as many of you know, I'm really into nonviolent communication or empathic communication. And in NVC, we say, well, phrase it into the positive. Yeah? So if my challenge is family responsibilities, that's my challenge in reading Srimad Bhagavatam or deepening my relationship, then I'm going to change it into, I love it when sentence, okay? I love it when I can spend 20 minutes without interruptions from my husband and kids and read Srimad Bhagavatam, okay? So phrase it into a positive. I love it when, okay? And finally, what is one concrete, doable, specific request you are willing to make of yourself to bring this vision to life? So again, in NVC, we make requests, not demands, not just of others, but also of ourselves, right? Sometimes I should read the Bhagavatam. I've been a devotee for 10 years. I should have finished 12 cantos by now. When we put that should on ourselves, we're not giving space for our own need for autonomy. Yeah? And that's why we hit this wall and we don't actually accomplish it, because we're rubbing against our own need for autonomy. So we're going to make a request of ourselves. And it's not going to be something like, it's something that's not doable, something that's not specific. I'm going to read more. That's not specific, that's not doable, that's not concrete. The request I'm placing on myself is to wake up 15 minutes earlier, so that in the quiet morning hours, I have 15 minutes to read the Srimad Bhagavatam before my husband and kids wake up. Subtle messages there. The Prabhu's got it. Okay, so we have to pull each other's leg, Okay, so anyway, so that's a specific, doable, concrete request of yourself. Okay, so these are your 3, and you're going to have 4 minutes per person. So that's 4 times 3 is 12. So you're going to have 12 minutes to do this in your triad. And I will ring a bell every time 4 minutes are up. So then oh, it's time for the next person to talk. Oh, it's time for the next person to talk. And then we're going to come together and we're going to harvest it. Okay? So, everybody found a triad, or do you need any help identifying 2 other people that you don't normally talk with? I have a suspicion here. All right, please proceed.
Hi Krishna. There was a clarification question. What is the 4 minutes for? Is this 4 minutes for one person to go through all 3 of these, then you move to the next person for 4 minutes, like that?
One more minute for the first person to wrap up. 1 more minute. Okay, so this is your bell. Switch, please. So 1 more minute for person 2 to continue sharing. 1 more minute. It's time for person 3 to share.
But it's, I mean, there's, we have a lot more time. It's only harvesting now. We have to.
I don't need it. Thanks.
Challenges up front.
Oh, we just done this and put it to the side.
Yeah. One more minute for person 3 to wrap up. Okay, so Hopefully person 3 has shared as well. Now we're going to take some time, about 3 minutes, for you to reflect on what you heard from others. Anything you want to respond to, share, resonate with. So you have time, anybody, free flow, talk.
Yeah, so there's a little confusion. When somebody shares for 4 minutes, that's a lot of sharing. And sometimes we just go to the next person, they start their sharing, and you felt like you said all of that, but nothing was acknowledged. So this time that you have for the next few minutes is where you can reflect back another person's sharing, what you heard, what you appreciated, those kind of things. All right? Take some time to now make that connection with one another. Hare Krishna. What's that? Now you forgot? I'll tell you what, I apologize for that. I'll apologize for her on her behalf.
We're going to talk about that later. Okay, so let's come back. If you can come back into the space where you're facing forward and everybody's included. In NVC, we call this the harvesting time. Yeah, so we had an experience, now we're going to harvest. So this is time for us to share how that was for us. Yeah, so whether it's sharing our own challenges or making a request to myself, or reflecting, reflecting what somebody said, how was that for me? However, we want to be cognizant that we only share stories that are ours to share, right? So I don't have the permission to share a story from somebody else in my group unless you want to ask for that permission. So we're only sharing stories that are ours to share. So please, if anybody would be willing to Haridwani Prabhu.
In identifying the challenge, even though you said, I love it when, I started it as I love it when, but then I was constantly going back to it as a complaint, and so I had to kind of remind myself I love it when, and so that was the most difficult thing for me.
Yeah, we think of our challenges and then they forever remain a challenge unless we create a vision out of it, a positive, I love it when I do this. Thank you. Chakatananda Prabhu?
Yeah. It's on, yeah, okay. So regarding the challenges, I think the three of us, we had a consensus. We felt hopeful. It was not a sense of, Bhagavatam is overwhelming or I don't have attraction for it or this or that or the other. But just being committed to it, finding a time and carving it out of our day. So that was hopeful. And then we also discussed about the different inspirations that we had. That was also nice. Yeah, so for now, yeah, so there is hope. And then we also sort of briefly discussed what that doable commitment could be, how much and things like that. How much would we want to read in a day, Bhagavatam. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Mataji. I'm going to pass it on.
One realization that I got working on these questions as well as discussing with my dear group members is that I realized I'm reading Bhagavatam, but there is so much break in between, and I'm reading with different persons in my family or with my friends. So what demotivates me is sometimes when there is a break, I kind of feel I'm not getting there or, feeling demotivated. I realized it's okay to have that break. Let me, even if it's a few days, I should be grateful I have another association where I can read again. And sometimes I tend to read different parts of Bhagavatam with different people. I was just sharing with them that, especially with my family members. So I was just thinking that going forward, I would insist that I would be on my track and somebody could come and read with me. So I really appreciate that association. And I'm grateful, even if I stop in between, I should be able to, I want to continue and with gratitude.
Okay. So I heard a few things. Inertia sets in. Once you're going and you have and then all of a sudden, does that happen where we have a good morning program going and then, Maharaj comes into town, we have a few late nights, we have a festival, and then it's for the next 4 months, we can't wake up early. We lost the momentum. So, we lose momentum when we lose that schedule. And you want to meet yourself with compassion, with self-empathy for, it's okay, stuff happens. Yeah? And then also making a request of others, well, if you want to join me, this is where I'm reading from, instead of going at different points. So I heard those three things. Thank you. You had something else? No? Okay, sorry. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, it is connected to what you were sharing just now. We understood that we also all have our natures, meaning, some of us are very, regulated or sequential, and some of us are not.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, so it is okay to, jump around the Bhagavatam and read. For example, if Narsimha Chaturdasi is coming up, read the 7th canto or what have you like that. So acknowledging that, okay, this is one of my needs, the need of autonomy, and not just, I can't just sort of, put my blinders on and just keep going like that. So understanding our nature and then adjusting accordingly. Yeah.
Charting our own authentic relationship with the Srimad Bhagavatam, understanding that maybe I'm more spontaneous, and the way it's laid out with the read Bhagavatam in a year, or the way other devotees are doing it, maybe that doesn't work for me, and being accepting of our nature and that relationship. It's unique. Raghunandan Prabhu?
To add to that, even Bhagavatam Canto 1, begins very sequentially. And then it just jumps all over the place and comes all over the place and comes back to the same point. So Bhagavatam is so spontaneous.
I have never heard a better description of the lack of chronological order. It's, Maharaj says Bhagavatam is not chronological, but it is very logical. Yeah, is that the word he uses? Okay. He says some word, right? Logical, okay. Yeah.
Vrindavan Prabhu cannot be wrong.
Yes, yes.
Is it the Keli Mataji?
Okay, we're turning this into a husband-wife joke session. Anything the two of us do turns into that. We get all our frustrations out. Matajis, we're lagging behind. The Prabhus are talking a lot. Hum kisi se kam nahi.
My challenge was very comical actually when I shared my challenge, Mataji and I both actually practically broke into a laughter but it's a real challenge. I'm just going to state the challenge because it might probably, you will be able to appreciate, my challenge and maybe it's remaining in somebody.
Yeah, it could resonate.
So I wrote my challenge. So I would love it if I can sit down 30 minutes in between my work to read instead of sleeping, because as soon as I get time, I put my car seat back and I just zone out. That's my first preference every single day. So, and then I made an action plan based off of that need to take care of myself in a different way. So it was nice. I have been thinking about this challenge for a while. And it was nice to just share it with Mataji.
Nice.
That was nice.
Yeah. Prabhu has his hand up. Yeah.
You can relate with.
Yeah. Should we take rest or should we read? Or both at the same time. We're very peaceful reading the Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, ma'am. The one other challenge. So we all read cantos one over the other. First canto, the second canto. So my challenge was this. So whatever we learn in each of the cantos, right? And are we applying it in our real life? And we are moving to the next canto. And the real challenge is we are not able to apply that in our real life for some reasons. And we are trying to go for the other experience or the other knowledge. So my challenge is always that what you learned cannot apply it, what is the point, right? So that is my challenge. So I'm working on it too.
Yeah, Alexander the Great, right? We keep conquering and then losing the lands behind. And in one sense, it's very dissatisfying when our behaviors and our speech are out of alignment with our values, the values that we're reading and we're hearing about. Okay, so thank you so much for your participation. One last question I have is, how was it for you to come up with a concrete, doable, specific request? Was that easy or was that challenging? Akiladhar Prabhu says challenging. Yeah, some people are agreeing.
It was easy, but it was also hopeful to come out with a concrete, doable thing. Okay, it's not like feel hopeless and go back from Gita Nagari like as if everything is lost, but it's more I am a useless person. It's not like that, but it's now I have hope that okay, it's doable. It's concrete and simple that we can do every day.
Baby steps, yeah. Progress is a series of small steps in the right direction, Guru Maharaj reminds us. So, and have you ever made requests of yourself? Have you done that before? Verbally to somebody else, expressed it? So it's an interesting concept, making a request of ourselves. So finally, we're going to end on time because we got to eat Jayanti Mataji's prasadam. Like we can't, what is she cooking now? It's Vilasa Manjari Mataji cooking lunch. So what we're going to do in the last 5 minutes is, yes, we've come up with a request of ourselves, but we need all the mercy that we can get. So we're going to, if you feel inspired to, and you're willing to, You can come before Prabhupada, you can come before Radha Damodar. They're hearing us, even though the curtain is closed. They're not off to sleep and snoring like we do. The relationship is very much alive. So I invite you, if you would like to place the specific, concrete, doable request of, I love it when, the vision that you came up with, you're invited to do that. And then we can clean up this place a little bit and proceed for the most important part of our day, eating. Okay? Prabhu has an announcement.
Not an announcement, but first I wanted to thank you for your thoughtful 10-minute break. Until now, it has been like, since Friday evening the session started, it's been one session. I don't even remember the night time I sleep. It's like one session after the other. So that 10-minute break was really useful and helpful to me. Thank you.
Thank you for that feedback.
So if we give you a 20-minute break, what would you give us? No, don't have to answer that question. Just joke.
I want extra prasadam from Jayanti Mataji. He's the guy to ask. So you're invited to make your prayer if you would like, and then we can proceed. Thank you very much, devotees. Haribol.